As I look through the objectives by Microsoft for the MTA exam, one of the things I see quite heavily here is reference to the administrative tools. Now, we're not just talking about generic tools that you might run across here and there as I listed in the section above here. We're talking about a specific list of tools, and they are in the control panel under System and Security Administrative Tools. So if I open Control Panel, I'll go to System and Security and then down to Administrative Tools. And what I'm going to get is a list of various tools that are scattered around the system. Certainly not all of the tools that you would use for administration, but some of the most common ones are here. Things like Computer Manager and Disk Cleanup and Event Viewer are scattered around here. Interestingly, by the way, if I go to Computer Management, that in itself is also, it's an MMC, and that in itself is also a list of tools, such as the Task Scheduler, the Performance Monitor, and so on. And they're just collected into one place so that you can get to them easier. And yet some of these, for example, the Performance Monitor, you'll also find on this list. And if I click Performance Monitor here and open that up, you'll see that I'm in the same Performance Monitor, but it's all by itself here in the snap-in. So these things are a little convoluted and they all kind of intertwine with each other. However, what I would do if it were me studying for this exam is I would go through each of these tools as I have listed here and kind of know where it is, where you would find it, at least in this case as an MMC, and have a picture of what it looks like in your mind, as well as know what it does. So in the case of computer management, it's an MMC snap-in which has links to additional management tools. And then I said see section 2 below because I actually have it down here as well. In some of these cases, though, they're just a GUI app, such as the Defragger optimizer, which is dfrgui.exe, dfrgui.exe, and you can see it pop up here. I'm going to click it, and you can see it's just a standalone program here. It's not in the MMC, it's not in a registry, it's not in some other place like that. In other words, it's not part of a collection. It's a standalone GUI app that I can use to analyze and to run my optimizer. So for example, here in the C drive, I've got a solid state drive, and you notice it doesn't talk about fragmentation, it talks about trimming. And trimming has to do with a solid state drive, with getting rid of the parts of a file that you don't need anymore without moving everything around and defragmenting, because you don't want to defragment a solid state drive. And then my D drive, which is a regular magnetic drive, is in this case 0% fragmented. And by the way, these keep it up pretty well on its own. I don't have to do this once in a while. In Windows 10 it does it for me. So the Defrag and Optimize drives is a standalone. You kind of know what it looks like and you kind of know what it does. So I would do that for each of these and get to know what each one is. And certainly in my own quizzes, I may refer to these individual programs that are inside of the administrative tools, which you will find again in the control panel.